cbgray, hop in the range, take off in the space.
Hey guys, it's cbgray coming to you guys live at another Destiny video. How are you guys doing today? So in today's video, I just want to bring a quick helpful tip on the Divinity quest, and this is going to be able to save you some trouble and some time in certain circumstances. So I don't want to drag this out too long. I want to get into those certain circumstances right now. So hopefully this is helpful. If it is, hit the like button. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have your beautiful faces because we're so close to 50k. So let's go ahead and do this. So to preface this is going to be for people who have a final checkpoint. So you may be asking yourself, what's the value of this video if I need to have a final checkpoint? I'm going to get into that right now. So let's say you spent hours and hours beating every single boss in the raid, and you're stuck at the very final boss and you can't beat it, and you don't want to get off, but you're super tired and you have work or you have school in the morning, and your mom's telling you to get off, or your boss is telling you need to come into work, and you don't want to leave because you've worked so hard on all the steps. This is going to be for you. So this is exactly who this is for. Or just anybody who has a final checkpoint and doesn't want to start fresh but still wants to get Divinity. So one thing to rule out too, you can get Divinity if people leave your fire team. I want to tell you guys that right now. Veteran and Dub confirmed this for me, and big shout out to Veteran Guardian and It's the Dub for showing me this, and this is super helpful. So I'll leave both of their information in the description box below. So let's keep it moving. So let me get into the characters that you'll need now for this. So you'll either need, with a Titan, you can have Lion Rampants, and I used Arc Crash and Higher Jump, and we'll talk more about some specifics in a little bit. Veteran Guardian used the Stompies Hunter with Quiver Tether on, and then It's the Dub used a Warlock with Astrocyte, and then he used Nova Bomb, and then he had Burst Glide when we were doing all the jumps at the beginning. Then we all used Mida and Recluse, just anything with light arms, just to kind of boost ourselves up, and also kind of jacked up our mobility just for the oomph when we were making jumps. Swords can also help with the third person aspect as well. So it's also important to note that you only need one person to do all of these steps. We just have all three of us just to show that it's possible to do this on every single character. We didn't want to make it where, oh, it's only Titan specific or only Hunter specific or only Warlock specific. So I wanted to show an example of all three. But you only need one person to do all the steps in the beginning. So the beginning of this is going to be quite simple. You start from the final boss and rally to the flag to get your super if you want. And then all you're going to do is backtrack. And so you're going to take the direction that we're taking right now. What you can do is stop and pick up the second chest if you want, if you're wanting some extra loot, if you haven't already picked it up, and just keep following along on this path. It's going to be super easy getting back to the third and second encounter from the final encounter, and you can just keep backtracking. Nothing stops you. There's no force fields. You just keep moving all the way till you get to that first original jumping puzzle, and from there you can easily get back to the beginning of the jumping puzzle from the end of it. So just keep following along, and I'm not gonna drag out a bunch of advice that you guys really don't need. I think you guys can follow along, and if you guys use the jumps that we mentioned, you should be able to get this pretty easily. So from here, we're going to be jumping straight up in the area that I like to call the cylinder area because it's very circular. And so our objective is going to be getting to the very top of this so that we can continue on to the first encounter. So just kind of follow the jumps that I make. When I did this on my Hunter, like I said, we were using triple jump, and on my Titan, we were using a higher jump, and then on the Warlock we're using Burst Glide for these jumps. So just do your best to make these jumps, take your time, and if you follow the way that I went, you should be able to get this done. I'll show you it from a couple different perspectives, and you're just going to get to where I'm at now, where you're gonna look and be like, how in the world do I get all the way up here? And so this is when you're going to need your super. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain how you can do this with every single super. Let's go ahead and start off with the Warlock. So with the Warlock, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to now switch to blink. And once you do switch to blink and your Nova Bomb is fully charged, what you're going to do is blink up as you see Dub doing here. Then you're going to use your Nova Bomb towards the wall, and then after that you're going to re-blink again, and you'll be well above this next platform. If you're on a hunter, what you're going to do now, and you can see Veteran Guardian doing this, you're going to now switch from triple jump to high jump, and you're going to jump to your very peak. You're going to aim towards the wall, and then you're going to use your quiver tether. And when you're shooting the tether, you're going to want to aim it slightly in an upward position. And as you're pushing your stick in that direction, your momentum is going to take you over the top, and you're going to be able to mantle up to the next platform if you're on a hunter. And then lastly, for me on my Titan, what you're going to do is you're going to jump away from the wall, you're gonna have line rampants on, and you're gonna glide away from the wall and turn around, but still let your momentum drag you in the opposite direction. And right as your back is about to hit the wall, you're gonna want to pop your arc crash, and you're gonna want to aim it as high up as you can, and you should be able to clear that ledge. Now if you don't jump far enough away from the wall, you're gonna end up hitting your head. So it's very important that you glide pretty far in the opposite direction before you turn around and pop your super. After this, it's going to be pretty easy, guys. It's a straight shot all the way back to the beginning of the raid, which is really cool. So what you can do is you can make it all the way back to the beginning. You can start the Divinity quest. And what's really cool about this is now you can have a full raid team join back up on you, and you'll see exactly where I spawn. And from there, you guys can all rendezvous up, and you can finish the whole Divinity quest. And so this is perfect, because now if you ever have an off night where you can't beat the boss, you can come back into the raid later at the final checkpoint and redo everything to get Divinity. So that's what this is mainly going to be for. So I really do hope this was helpful, guys. I don't want to drag this out too long, and I also know that this doesn't show you every single step on how to get Divinity. So what I'll do from here is, if you're now at this step, I will link Dado's video in the description, and you can go check out how exactly to get the Divinity Tracer Rifle. So I really do hope this was helpful, guys. Please sound off on any questions you guys have in the description. I hope this was helpful. I know that I moved a little quick, but I wanted to make sure that this was quick, clear, and concise, so that you guys know exactly what you're doing, and that you can kind of get the information straight that you need very quickly. So with that, guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next Destiny video. Once again, big shout out to Veteran Guardian and It's the Dub. Please go check them out. Love them so much. Thank you guys for showing me this. And with that, I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next Destiny video. Thanks. I love you guys.
My visa's equipped, they shots to the lip. Take out the coin, then I flip. Pull out the thorn, then it's ripped. Dragon tattooed on my hip, invading like my name is Zim. Dunking these moves like a rim. Yes, I am harder than Shin, making you pay for your sins. The drift of the 9, yeah, I'm rolling with them.
No, I'm not fine, I feel incredible. No, I'm not regular, stand on a pedestal. Joker's wild when he's off of his medicine. For my squad, I go hard like an animal. Buy guns, got your head on the reticle, no trust. You need to go level a man down, but no, I'm not giving up. I think that I said enough.